Ever get to the end of the month and think, wait, what just happened? You were busy, you were exhausted, you did all the right things. However, as far as the results are concerned, zero. You didn't really quite get what it is that you wanted or were looking for. What if it is not about doing more, but about timing things properly? Hello everybody, I am Vaishali Nikhade. I am an engineer turned psychic with over 9,000 readings, and I show you how you can leverage the power of the stars to be able to plan your month in sync with the stars, so that you don't get to the end of the month and say, wait, what just happened? The whole month just went by and I essentially achieved nothing. According to a study, 78% of the people feel like they are on a hamster wheel, busy but not progressing. And nearly 80% of the people believe that luck plays a major role in success. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stop blindly guessing your way through the month and how to leverage cosmic green lights which help you create momentum or move forward in a very short period of time. So here's what you're going to learn in this video. Most planners don't show you energy patterns. Energy is not random. And you're not lazy, you're probably just out of sync. All right, so let's get started. The first one is most planners don't show you energy patterns. So when most people are planning things, they have a linear way of planning things, which means that they start here during the start of the day and then they kind of work throughout the day, and then by the end of the day they are done, and they just have it stacked up day after day after day, and that's how things work. However, what if it was a situation where you're kind of doing the work at the wrong time, or you're trying to create momentum or force momentum at the wrong time? So stars create what is known as cosmic windows. And cosmic windows are periods of time during which things are going to move very favorably for you if you work during that time, or if you're looking for a result or outcome during that period of time. However, if you're not doing any important work during that time, then essentially you have kind of lost that cosmic window, and you kind of didn't get anything out of it. So how exactly do you find these cosmic windows? I have a free masterclass where I walk you step by step through all the frameworks I use in order to be able to find these cosmic windows. And once you find the cosmic windows, it is almost as though you have a heat map of the month and you know what the favorable periods are. So I'm just going to draw it for you. So let's say that this is the calendar of the month. It doesn't look that pretty, but just bear with me for a second. So this is the calendar of the month, and I've just segmented it into 9 parts just to make life easy. So let's say that there's a cosmic window for the stars, which is this one, and this window is the most favorable one in this month. So I'm going to mark it as 1, and then I'm going to mark this as 2 and 3. So now you have 3 windows of the month during which you're favorable. However, if you are doing things the conventional way, let's say, then you start working during this time, and you're working over here, okay? And let's say you're working through this whole time, okay? You start your project over here and you're ending your project over here. However, the most lucrative cosmic window is over here. So how exactly would you play this? If you already knew that this is where the most lucrative cosmic window is. So if you already knew where this window is, then you would position yourself in such a way that whatever is the most difficult work, which would you can do it here, because if you place that difficult work over in that spot, then that work is going to get done in a lot easier manner, a lot faster, and you're going to be surprised by the results. So think of it as running, for instance. Let's say that someone is running and they're just running very, very, very fast, and suddenly they hit an uphill. So now they are running very, very fast until here, and now they have kind of exhausted all their energy. So when they have to go uphill, they are like, they have no energy left. So essentially, what are they going to do? They're going to start walking over here and just catch their breath, because they have kind of burned all their energy over here. So that is how you can leverage the power of the cosmic window, which means that during this time you can kind of run at a steady pace. And then when this comes uphill, you have enough energy conserved over here that this doesn't seem like too difficult of a task. So how exactly do you find these cosmic windows? That is something that I cover in the free masterclass. The link is below, and I show you all the frameworks I've used in order to compute these windows and how you can leverage the power of these windows in order to be able to create momentum, because that's essentially what everyone is looking for, how they can get the most bang for their buck, which means that they put in a small amount of effort and they get a huge amount of return. All right, so now let's get to the second point, which is energy is not random, it follows patterns. So celestial timing, it changes everything from moods to momentum. Airlines, they adjust for solar flares. NASA tracks the moon. In fact, 88% of Fortune 500 CEOs say that timing is more important than effort. If you already knew that energy is not random, and if you had those pockets of energies available to you where things are going to work in your favor, then would you take advantage of it? Go ahead and put that in the comments if you would take advantage of it, or you won't really care because you don't care what the outcome is. So then in that case, it won't matter. All right. So now let's come to, you're not lazy, you're probably out of sync. So like I mentioned before, if someone is running uphill and they have kind of exhausted all their energy running so fast that they have barely any energy left to go uphill, then it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to do the uphill run. However, if they've conserved their energy during the flat portion, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to do the uphill run. So how does that translate to what the stars show you in terms of their map? What it would mean is when the stars are showing that things are kind of so-so, they are not exciting, they're not extremely favorable, during that time you can work at a steady pace, and then when the stars are favorable, that's when you can do all the uphill work, which means that you're kind of going to get through the difficult part of the work or the difficult chunk of the work with ease. So if you want to stop forcing and start working on things so that they start flowing for you, then go ahead and sign up for the free masterclass, and then you will see how you can make things move forward a lot easily for you. Even if you feel that everything is so stuck for me, nothing seems to move forward, I'm kind of stuck in a phase where I just keep doing the same thing over and over, and maybe I'm not seeing any results. Has there been a time where you've woken up and thought that why does every day feel like a blur? This is the subject of my next video, and I'm going to cover in my next video as to what is happening behind the scenes that makes some people break through whereas other people stay stuck. It is not really your fault. You can kind of break out of autopilot even if life feels like a Groundhog Day. So go ahead and click on the next video, and I'll see you in my next video.